Hello guys, this is Revolution. On this video we are going to be discussing Android 17's wish to resurrect the erased universes and whether or not Android 17's wish may have inadvertently revived the 6 previously erased universes. Not only that, we are going to discuss whether the ambiguity behind Android 17's wish could have inadvertently wished back and resurrected more than just the 18 universes we are aware of. And potentially the future timeline where Zeno wiped out the multiverse, erased the multiverse. And then go even further by discussing the implications that could unfold in a hypothetical future series if those 6 previously erased universes or the future timeline were to be wished back. So let's make this abundantly clear. At this stage in the game, this is just a theoretical concept. It wasn't stated anywhere in episode 131 that those previously erased universes had been resurrected or anything more. So we're taking a wild guess, it's speculation at this point. But the ambiguity from Android 17's wish means it was left open-ended. If they decided to bring them back in a hypothetical series, they could. And that's why I enjoyed episode 131 thoroughly, simply because they left so much open-ended. They left me excited about a potential hypothetical future series and the movie. And as far as I was concerned, it was job well done for the final episode of Dragon Ball Super, especially if it's leading into the movie or a new series. So, in episode 47 of Dragon Ball Super, I'm sure you remember the scene where Goku and Vegeta were sitting with Beerus and Whis, talking about the Omni King Zeno. Whis revealed that there used to be 18 universes in total, but Zeno wiped out 6 of them because those 6 universes, well, pissed Zeno off. Unfortunately, no more information has been given about those 6 previously erased universes ever since episode 47. However, it definitely begs the question, what did those 6 universes do to piss Zeno off so much? After all, Zeno was literally just given the 12 universes, I know only 8 universes competed in the tournament, the chance to show their virtuousness and prove to Zeno that mortals can indeed change, mortals can change for the better. Both present Zeno and future Zeno were going to wipe out the multiverse if Android 17 made a selfish wish. But what this proves is that even the Omni King Zeno, despite his childish nature, has a degree of empathy towards mortals and gods. So, those 6 universes that he previously erased must have really done something bad. The only comparable example we have of Zeno wiping out other universes is obviously future Zeno when he wiped out the future timeline along with Astral Zamasu, but we know how evil that Zamasu and Goku Black were. Fortunately for the multiverse, that motherfucker Android 17 has had the return of a lifetime and exceeded our expectations once again when he gave up on his wish for a cruise liner and wished for the multiverse to be restored. Upon the Grand Priest asking 17 to make his wish, this is exactly word for word what Android 17 said. Please restore all of the universes that were erased. Full stop. He didn't say all of the universes in the Tournament of Power, so it's a very ambiguous way to put it, and it leaves it pretty open-ended. We did admittedly get a sequence where we saw all the universes restored in their original universe. We saw Universe 6 with Champa, Hit and Kaba and the rest. We saw Universe 10 with that idiot Kawasu. We saw the rest of the universes. So I will repeat, this is a theoretical concept. Take it with a pinch of salt right now. But technically, just like those universes in the Tournament of Power were erased, so were the previous 6 universes. And so was the future timeline. So we do get some ridiculous theories out there out in the community, but this one isn't a ridiculous theory because the groundwork has technically, by an appeal to ambiguity, been laid already. And it's important to note that the creature that granted this wish, Super Shenron, has been stated on many occasions to be able to grant any wish. Even before episode 131, you'll see multiple occasions where this was stated. Champa, Vados, Whis, the Grand Priest himself, and then of course in episode 131 it was made abundantly clear when both the Zenos kept saying this dragon can grant any wish. Super Shenron reversed the erasure of at least 7 universes erased by the 2 Omni Kings themselves. Super Shenron is a monster. Even if it was only 7 universes that he brought back, he didn't just wish these guys back from the other side. They were gone, they were erased, they didn't exist anymore, yet he still had the power to bring them back. That's pretty special, which if you've been paying attention to Dragon Ball Super, you will know that this dragon can grant any wish, which should mean he has it within his capability to wish back the previous 6 erased universes and even the future timeline. Any wish, guys. Of course, it must be noted, obviously that wasn't Android 17's intention. He just wanted to wish back the universes that were erased in the tournament, but he wasn't aware that there were 6 previous erased universes. Only Goku and Vegeta know that. Obviously, Android 17 had to relay this wish to the Grand Priest, who had to relay the wish in the language of the gods to Super Shenron. The Grand Priest would have been aware of these 6 previously erased universes as he attends to Zeno, but if you think about it, he is the father of all the angels. The angels that may have belonged to those universes that were erased previously may no longer exist. We know that the angels cease to exist when the gods of destructions of those universes die. We don't know if they go to some other world or whether they truly cease to exist, but if they did truly cease to exist, then the Grand Priest may have an agenda in trying to bring them back. Who knows? But considering with Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku surpassed the gods, and if he is to retain that transformation in the future, which I think he will after a bit of training, he would be approaching the power of the angels. So it would be a good idea to introduce more angels and maybe have a future villain that is an angel. Of course, it may not even need to be an angelic antagonist, simply because there may be mortals in those universes that are as strong as Goku and Vegeta, and maybe that's why they were previously wiped out, because they were causing significant trouble to even Zeno. But even if we look at the near future and the arc we know is coming up, the Dragon Ball movie is going to feature Saiyans that are able to compete with even Goku and Vegeta. Once again, we don't have a lot of information on who these Saiyans might be. A lot of people are speculating it's Yamoshi, or the villain that originally opposed Yamoshi, or even the Universe 6 Saiyan King. But some people have pointed out that it could be a Saiyan race from one of these 6 previously erased universes, which once again is a possibility. After all, there was a Yardrat and a Tuffle in Universe 2, and previously we were only aware of the Yardrats and Tuffles in Universe 7, and obviously there may be some in Universe 6 as well, as it's the twin universe. But they were in Universe 2, which doesn't hold any known relation to Universe 6 or 7, so there is a possibility of races existing in the other universes. And once again, if we go by technicalities, the future timeline was erased by future Zeno, along with Astral Zamasu. So if they were to go down the route and play on the ambiguity of Android 17's wish and restore not just those 6 previously erased universes, but the future timeline as well, there is a possibility that maybe Zamasu could in some way or some form be restored as well. Don't get me wrong, personally I believe the future timeline being restored is a lot less likely than the 6 previously erased universes, but it's not something you can entirely rule out. Now, it must be noted, with Universe 6 erasure in the Tournament of Power, Frost wasn't erased at the same time as Universe 6 was. He was erased before that when he tried to shoot Frieza with a death beam from the stands. So it's possible that maybe even Zamasu will be restored, as he was also erased. And then you also have to consider that there may have been a future Grand Priest in that timeline. He would be pretty pissed if he knows that Zeno had erased him. There have been a lot of people clamoring for the return of Zamasu or Goku Black, quite possibly because the ending of the Future Trunks saga fell off a cliff. If they'd only ended the Future Trunks saga how they ended the Tournaments of Power, with a well executed final few episodes, I think people would be quite content with Zamasu being done, but it didn't. Personally, if Zamasu was to ever return, I hope they'd go through quite a few arcs and introduce new villains first. I'm not against returning villains if they execute them well, how they've executed Android 17 and Frieza in this tournament. I have no problem with it. But for now, I'd like to see some new original villains, and I think we're getting one in this upcoming movie. So did Android 17 inadvertently resurrect all 18 universes from erasure and even the future timeline? The answer is, we don't know. There simply is no definitive statement to confirm it. Anybody claiming otherwise is lying to you. The truth is, at this moment, it's a theoretical concept. Personally, if it was up to me and I was on the creative team, I want this to happen. At least the 18 universes. By expanding the verse, they create new avenues for new villains and new characters. Even though 4 universes didn't compete in the Tournament of Power, we have seen Jiren, who's amazingly strong, and Goku reach incredible levels with Mastered Ultra Instinct. We know he doesn't have it down fully yet, But, you know, even without Ultra Instinct, he's stronger than the majority of fighters from the 8 universes that competed, other than pretty much Jiren. Vegeta, if Vegeta can still use Blue Evolution, and God of Destruction Toppo. Obviously, I'm not counting the Gods of Destructions or the Angels or Zeno themselves, but what I'm trying to say is the bigger the verse, the better. The bigger the verse, the more there is to explore. The bigger the verse, more potential stories, more potential characters, and especially more potential villains that have credible powers that can oppose Goku and the gang even with the power they've acquired already. So I personally do truly hope they take the ambiguity behind Android 17's wish and apply it to all the universes that were erased. But what are your thoughts on this, guys? Would you like to see the 6 previously erased universes restored, and even the future timeline, or just one of them, or neither? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. I'm really looking forward to reading your responses. If you enjoyed this video, please do lend me your energy, lend the Daishenken your power, smash that like button, it truly helps my channel and I'm grateful for all your continued support. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit that bell button next to it as well to be notified whenever I release new content. Until next time, Ad Astra.